Hi, all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for June 2019. This month, I'm using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings. And to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, now on to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for June 2019. And the first sign I'm going to start with is Aries. Aries, the first of the two cards you got is Five of Pentacles. And this could be feeling depressed, two people depressed, one person depressed. It could be financial bankruptcy, emotionally feeling bankrupt. Maybe there's something you need to pay attention to about your finances that you're not looking at or paying attention to too closely. You may have a feeling in June, mid-June, like some things aren't going as planned. Some of you may feel like something is getting taken away from you that's rightfully yours. It could be a job you wanted, an account you wanted, a client you wanted, a love partner you wanted, a lifestyle. I don't know what it is, but something you feel is rightfully yours. I have to say throughout this video, please know that my dog is in the room snoring. So if you hear weird noises, he's snoring right behind the computer. You may even be like reminiscing or looking over some things in the past that you feel where some people may have treated you shabbily and you didn't really deserve it. And I feel that you need to go through some kind of process of elimination of what you don't need anymore, what's not useful for you anymore, and what you need to let go of. Now, this could be objects in your home, things you've collected over the years and saved, but it could also be people or emotions, things that you've been holding on to that just don't serve you anymore. You need to think about releasing them and letting them go because they're hindering you in some way. Either they're hindering your aura or they're hindering your life and how it's moving forward. And sometimes it's hard to admit and look at that closely and easy to blame other people or think it's the other guy's fault, or you need to think of maybe it is, but if it is and you're still attached to them, you need to cut them loose. Also, there's going to be some situations that may be brought to your immediate attention that you have to deal with right away, like circumstances. Could be at work, could be with your family, like stuff that you can't put off. May even have to do with your finances, with taxes or bills that you have to pay and things of that nature. Now, this card, I always shuffle and do all the cards before I start so I can just go through them one after another. This Chariot showed up 3 times for the month of June for the different signs. And this is change or long distance travel or having to choose between 2 different directions, being pulled apart about, do I go this way or that way? I feel that Aries are going to start formulating a new plan. You're going to come up with a new plan. Maybe because you don't like what's going on in the Five of Pentacles. This is going to spur you on. And you are going to do some kind of purging, and there are going to be people that are going to come in and help you with that. I do see some of you emptying out garages, emptying out crates, plastic tubs, and you may be having yard sales or selling things. You could have family and friends come and help you take things to, donations, to the dump, all that kind of activity I feel is going to go on. You could be partaking in a really big yard sale or flea markets or just ways to get rid of your stuff, but I do feel like you're going to have help. And I do see you setting some plans in action that are going to rev up some things in your life and start something in motion. And I see you having two plans. You have two plans. You have this plan, and then you have the alternate plan, or else you have two plans you're going to run at the same time. And I do feel that one of your plans for you working Aries is going to be about something to do with your work, your income, and increasing that, like climbing up the ladder, or starting a sideline job, or adding more work, adding more products or services to a business you already have. But I see you formulating these plans, and you either have two simultaneously or one is a backup to the other one. And this is all about how to increase your wealth, abundance, and like I said, it could even be for some of you, your career. You may even have some naysayers or some people that say, oh no, that's not a good idea, or try to block you or stop you, or be the devil's advocate and say, hey, that's not really a really good idea. You should. But I don't feel like you're going to listen to them, Aries. I feel like you're going to hear what they say, but you're going to do what you want. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now onto the sign of Taurus. And the first of the two cards you have, Taurus, is the Two of Rods. And this is partnership in business, partnership in romance. Could even be displaying or showing or proving something to the world that you've created, like just, putting it out there into the world. You're going to start to feel annoyed by people and their penny ante BS. I feel like you've got some people that are kind of like sticking their 2 cents in, annoying you, or causing disruptions. You may separate from something you feel that has been tying you down and decide to forge ahead and make your own life in some way. It could be a partner that you're with, or an association or a group that you work with, or a joint venture of some kind. But I feel you're tired of some nitpicky stuff that's going on. Could be from a couple people, could be from one person, but I see you forging ahead on your own. You may have a hard time letting go of some of this, of separating yourself from this, but I still feel that you're going to make this decision, that the time has finally come and that this is actually in your best interest. Your time to accumulate wealth and abundance is really the second half of this year. If the first half of this year hasn't been, boiling over with great finances for you, I feel it's going to happen this second half of this year. And some of you may feel like there's been a kind of stranglehold on your cash, or something has been choking your cash flow where you feel like you keep doling it out, maybe to a particular person, or like maybe your house is like a money pit, or you have a person that's like can't get their act together in your life, and they keep coming to you and you have to keep financing them and helping them. It's something like that. But if there's something that's been like a choking or a stranglehold to your finances in some manner. And I feel that you've had some people that may have underestimated you, because you have great ideas and a lot of ingenuity. And I feel that you're like really realizing it, and it's time to really use it wisely. So, and I do feel that there's some people that underestimated you. You have the Empress next, and the Empress is a maternal figure, either crossed over to the other side, watching you, guiding you, and protecting you, or it could be a maternal figure in the living, or you could be the Empress. This can also be the birth of a child, birth of a project, plan, idea, or business. You're going to have new rules. You're not going to bow down to the old rules anymore. Whatever lifestyle or pattern that you had going, or whoever, if there was a boss or any kind of dictating going on to you, you're not going to live by that anymore. You're going to live by a whole new set of rules. And you need to be completely honest with yourself, Taurus, in the mid-month of June about how you feel about your life and the direction it's going in. If you're not happy with what's going on, it's time to really realize it and then think about what you can do to change it and improve it. You may have somebody that is trying to hide around you, that's trying to either stake claim to some of your property, your money. It could even be intellectual property. It doesn't just have to be personal property like a car, a house, jewelry, technology, computers. It doesn't have to be that. It can be that they're trying to take something away from you. Maybe your significant other, maybe your, boyfriend, girlfriend, your something. I don't know, but you've got somebody, not all of you Tauruses, but some of you have somebody in hiding that's kind of like, they could be after your job too. It could be somebody at work that wants to take your job. And you're going to start noticing, and I'm going to tell you what, you're going to start noticing things missing. And if you don't notice things missing at work, there may be somebody coming into your house that's a friend of your kids or a friend of, I don't know, somebody coming in that is actually literally taking things once in a while when they come in, because there is somebody that's in hiding and they want to take something away from you. But it's, I feel like you're going to notice it. And if you haven't noticed it yet, I feel like you're going to start noticing it after you listen to this video. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Gemini. And the first card you have, Gemini, is the Eight of Rods. And the Eight of Rods could be news coming to you swiftly. It could also be swift and sudden change, long distance travel. It could also be the arrows of love coming at you. I feel like you're going through a lot of emotions right now, and you're sorting some things out in your mind, Gemini, about what things you need to do. So I feel like you've got a lot of lists going on. What do I need to do? I do feel like you're going to get communication with somebody that's at a distance. And for some reason, this communication that comes up for you, you may be a little ambivalent about it and not really sure what you want to do. You may have some travel that comes up here that could be associated with it. You're going to kind of feel like you're under pressure of time. Like time is a little bit of an issue for you. And I feel like you're going to feel like, oh, there's things I have to complete. I need to hurry up and complete these things because there's something you want to do. Maybe you want to take a trip. Maybe you're going to take a vacation or some kind of travel. And I get all these arrangements that you're having to make. You're making arrangements. You're giving somebody your key. You're getting things in order. You're trying to plan all this stuff in advance. I just get a lot of hubbub around you. But there's some news or something that you get in the mix of all of it that you feel a little ambivalent about, and you're not really sure what you want to do. And your emotions are tied up in that situation. And there's something that makes me feel, Gemini, like there's something going on behind closed doors that you know about, but you're not privy to the information and you want to know what's going on behind those closed doors. I don't know, is it at your work or is it with family? There's some kind of conversations going on behind closed doors that you feel like you may have some suspicion, or you may think, oh, it's probably about this or that, but you don't know for sure and you want to know what that is. You have the Queen of Swords with it. Now, this could be you because this is an air sign female. This would either be or it could be male. This is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. So it could be you, or it could be another air sign person. You're letting your emotions get the better of you, Gemini. I feel like there's something that you're feeling remorseful about, or worried about, or something you feel like you have too much uncertainty about and you may not want to do something. It's all tied up in the middle of this month. Especially the strongest date that comes up for you is around the 19th of June. I feel like you're starting to put some kind of plans or things in motion, but I feel like you're second guessing it and questioning it, whether you really want to do it. But you're going to let your intuition and your psychic ability guide you. So you're going to go with that. I feel like you'll go with that over listening to your mind, because I feel like you're going to have a lot of mind chatter that's going to be trying to talk you into things or trying to talk you out of things. You're going to be vacillating back and forth with things going on with you in June. And you may have some concern or some thoughts about it. I hear you thinking, it took me really long to get where I am. And I don't want to blow it now, or I don't want to wreck it now. So whatever it is, what area that is to you, I don't know. Is it your love life? Is it your work and career? Is it your family situation and living situation? I don't know. But it's something that you're thinking about, like, I've worked too hard and too long to get where I am, and I'm not about to, like this, not letting it go down the drain is on your mind. Not that you're in jeopardy of doing it, but again, there's something tied up with, you know, your emotions and your intuition and all that are telling you one thing, and your mind is chattering at you, telling you something else. I feel like in the long run, you're going to be forthright and honest about what you want and what you expect, whether that's to other people or to your own self. And I do feel you're going to forge ahead. So that was a little unusual messages. Hopefully you'll know what my guides were talking about for you there, Gemini. So now on to the sign of Cancer. Cancer, the first of the two cards you have for the mid-month of June is Four of Swords. And this is a pause, a meditative state, a recuperation from an illness. It could also be prayer. It's a resting phase. I do feel literally like you need to take a break or a vacation or a step back or take a pause from something. It could be your work, could be, or a relationship. You need some time to think some things over. I definitely feel you're stressing about some matter in your life. And I feel like your mind is kind of running away with you, and you may feel like you're contemplating some kind of change. It could be moving, it could be leaving a job, but I don't know what it is, but you're like overwhelmed. You need a break, you need to rest, you need to ponder, you're thinking things over. And I feel like you're going to start to really look at what decisions you could make that would bring you the most peace, because that's what's going to serve you the best. You know, I do feel you've got some opportunities coming up soon. If they don't happen in June, it could happen in July, August, or September. That may be doorways or gateways for you that really answer a lot for you and could help you get out of something that you're in. So if you don't like your living situation, it could be new places to opening up for you to go to that you didn't consider before, or new job opportunities. Maybe you want to start looking if you feel uncertain about your work, or if there's too much pressure there, or if you don't have enough peace, or if you're maybe you don't like your neighbors and they're giving you, it's too much of a hassle, or the cost of living where this place is too much for you and it creates too much pressure and therefore disrupts your peace. Whatever disrupting your peace, and you're going to be asking yourself that, and you're going to start making some decisions about what will give you more calm and peace in your life. But it's like you have to take this break or pause or like vacation or step back from something to figure it out. So you need some kind of downtime to ponder. And you've got the High Priestess here with the Four of Swords, and this is either it could be you with your own psychic ability and intuition kicking up. It could also be something is being kept secret or hidden from you or by you. This could also be a high spirit guide showing up in your reading here to give you a message. You know, part of the reality is you can't have things both ways. So you may be trying to, you know, people should be able to have their cake and eat it too. I don't really like that phrase, but that's what I get. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. There may be something you have to give up, or an idea you have to forget about, or something you need to change because maybe it's too much to expect to have it all exactly the way you want it and to have peace on top of it. Some of you may get some kind of notification that something is getting torn down, and you may be upset and get involved in some kind of argument or documentation or fight over it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's on your property. It could be something that you value, like this great museum or a great old theater or an art studio, or, you know, I don't know, some historical building that has a lot of significance to the town you live in or something. But it could even be on your property. Maybe a neighbor is saying, hey, that shed is over the line on my property, or that wall is, or your fence is not totally, it's partially on my property. You need to tear it down. So it may be your personal property. It may be something in the town or somewhere that you really are like, no way this should get torn down. And you could start having some kind of, you know, campaigning or arguing in the fact of saving it. So keep that in mind. That could come up for you guys in June. Could even happen in July. Any of you female Cancers out there may have issues with your ovaries in June. It could just be, you know, really severe PMS, or if you're going through menopause, it could be problems with that, or if you have a pregnancy, or if you're taking any kind of medication, maybe to get pregnant or something, you may have issues with it. You may be getting, you know, problems, pains or something. So not all of you, obviously the Cancer men, that doesn't apply to, but for the Cancer women, you may have a sensitivity in that area. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Leo. And the first card you have, Leo, is Temperance. So this is patience. You need to have patience, or you have to have patience in some manner. This could also be you're the alchemist. You're working, God is working through you in what you're doing, thinking, creating, and saying. You have put up with people and their BS way too long. Some of you can't hold your tongue any longer, and at some kind of gathering, you're going to let something fly. I'm not saying you're having a temper tantrum or a tirade, but you may call somebody on the mat about their behavior that you don't agree with. You feel like you've done all that you could. You feel like you've done bent over backwards for people. People have either totally not appreciated, some maybe have appreciated it, but you have somebody here you feel hasn't appreciated it and has maybe even talked smack about you behind your back. Even though you went out of your way and you did things for them and did everything you could do to help them. And I feel like you have absolutely had it. And if it's not a blood relative to you, this could be an in-law related relative to you. It could be a friend. I don't really feel it that strongly that it's the friend or category, but I really feel it's related either through marriage or your blood relatives. And I feel, Leo, some of you have been given a lot of things to do or had a lot of tasks thrust upon you and nobody really helped you. And you know what? Whether you have heard it with your own ears or not, you know some things have been going on. You just know it. You know if they've been talking stuff about you behind your back, or whether they were taking anything or, you know, undermining you in some way. You just know it. This could even be related at work. But I really feel when you let this person have it, my feeling is you actually do it at some kind of gathering. It could be a work picnic, a seminar, a meeting at a board meeting. It could be in a backyard barbecue picnic. I don't know, but I do see you like, I don't know. It's almost like I feel you hear them say something that triggers you and you're like, that's it. And you just let it fly. That's what I feel. But some of you, hopefully you don't have to deal with that. And that's not what's going on here. You also are going to have big shoulders to lean on, because I feel like you have someone that's going to be crying on them. And I feel like they have something to do, it has something to do with a breakup. Like either they feel their significant other's been cheating, or they're getting divorced or separated, or they broke up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, that kind of thing. You have Two of Pentacles next. This is weighing your options, having to make a decision or a choice between two things. It could also be seeking balance. I do feel that you're going to calm down and you're going to say to yourself, I have to handle this situation the right way. And that you can't let this situation with this person or whatever get the better of you. You may then decide to rein it in and pull back and get out of there. It could be from the party, you know? I mean, you could hear this message and not do what I'm saying. You could feel it trigger and then not do it and leave. Or you could still say what you want to say, but then you're going to pull back and then you're going to leave. One way or the other, I feel like you make the decision to exit something. Some of you are considering whether you're going to put money down on something and buy something or not. Like, do I put money, do I buy this house or do I not buy this house? Do I buy this car? Do I not buy this car? But I feel like it's something like, whatever this is you're weighing options about, I do feel like you have to put money down somehow. Could even be maybe you need to rent a space, or you have to put money down on something to hold something. And you're like, do I do that or do I not? Some of you Leos may actually start doing some kind of work with people that have special needs. It could be at a school setting or not, doesn't have to be there. And if you're not working with them, you may start donating money or some other way of helping them. You could fund a new building that's getting purchased, or new programs that they're going to start at a school or in your town. But I do see some of you focusing on helping people that have some sort of special needs. Be careful. You might even feel like you have swollen glands in mid-June or at the end of June. And I don't know that you're sick with something. It could be some kind of upset actually aggravating it. So that may sound a little weird, but I do believe in mind-body connection. And so it could be this stress. You could start to have swollen glands, or maybe even under your arms. So if that happens, I think it's stress related. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Virgo. Virgo, the first of the two cards you have here is Justice. And this could be dealing with court documents, legal papers, lawyers, lawsuits, divorces, any kind of settlements. It could also be if it's something not legal, but something that was unfair or out of balance becomes now just fair and maybe more in balance. You may be signing documents and papers of some sort to give up your rights to something. It could be a business you're selling. It could be a website, a web business, other kind of business. It could be a property. It could be, I don't know, but it's like signing something that's like kind of giving up your rights to something here. Could be accounts. Some of you are looking ahead to the future, and you're like, for some reason, I feel like you're worrying about wintertime months. And I feel that you're going to be thinking about, well, I have to fix this up to get ready for winter. Now, I live in the Northern Hemisphere and we're in summertime now. So, or about to launch into it. So, soon. So maybe it's, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, maybe there's stuff around your yard. Maybe you need to re-roof, or you need to secure some equipment in a certain way, or get stuff like snow blowers ready for the winter or whatever. I don't know, but I see you like, you know, thinking like you have to take care of some things because of winter or weather change. Some of you could have your debts paid off that have been hanging over your head. And some of you, if you've applied for a loan, might actually be getting, the loan might be coming through for you in mid-June or maybe even into July. And I feel like there's some unfinished projects or business or things that you need to complete and finish and put your stamp on it to get it done and out of the way. Again, this could be work, like paperwork, business work, or it could be things in your home. But either way, there's things like dangling here, Virgo, that you need to like finish up and not leave the loose ends hanging. And if there's any legal documentation about it involved, you need to get it sewn up and out of the way. You have the star next, and the star is spiritual blessings coming to you. It's like the divine source, God, the universe is hearing your prayers and wants, desires, and dreams, and you're getting some kind of spiritual blessing. You know, around your birthday, especially if you're a September born Virgo, you're going to feel like all these things are starting to fall into place for you that were like kind of balls up in the air. They're all going to come together and things are going to start to really work out. But I feel like when you're really going to see that is in around the midpoint of September 2019. Some of you, there's a birth that's coming, and that's something you're going to be celebrating. Another thing is some kind of financial thing that you were hoping to pay off or come through. I still go to September. Some of you, it could happen in June, but I really feel some of you, you're going to see it happen in September. And this is going to be a time for you, like if you're, whatever you do, you have to put your polish on and shine on it now to like show how spectacular and like great what you've created and done or what your work is now, so that people will come to you and buy it or want to, like, if you're trying to sell a house, you got to fix it up now. If it's a business, you got to fix it up now. Put the polish and shine on it the way you can, because then when you want to sell it, somebody's going to want to buy it. If you sing or play musical instrument, now's the time to rehearse like crazy, or, you know, compose that beautiful piece of music, or paint that fantastic picture, or, you know, put together that ass-kicking motorcycle. Whatever it is you're good at, you got to do it to the umpteenth degree now, because then soon you're going to get like some kind of recognition for it, an award, or somebody is going to want to buy what you're selling. And if you're like, wait a minute, I work in an office, what the hell could that be? Well, what do? Do you write out plans or instructions or do computer programming or whatever, and then people have to buy it, approve it, or maybe give you raises or increase your salary or give you a new position? Whatever it is, this is the month you have got to put all the like spit, shine, and polish on whatever you're doing, because between now and the end of September, somewhere it's going to pay off, because somebody's either going to buy it or give you a raise or want to hire you or whatever. So think on that, Virgo. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Libra. And the first card you have, Libra, is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is being at peace and contentment with your life and having financial stability and abundance behind you. I get the feeling like you're feeling like everything's coming down hard on you about money. Like maybe you feel under pressure of money, like you spent too much money, or you have bills that you need to pay, or you have debt hanging over your head. And I feel like you're thinking about that you want some things like cleared out, so you can get on with your life. And some of these may be, you know, debts about your home, you know, upgrades that you've had to do or things you've spent money on. But I get like, it's not the feeling of money coming to you, it's the feeling of the pressure of money on top of you. You may start to do some kind of networking. Some of you Libras may feel like you need to get connected to people who can help you advance, to make more money, to get a better job, or just you know, I don't know, advance maybe even socially. Some of you Libras may be thinking of retraining your mind. You may be considering taking some classes or courses or even going back to school for something. Yeah, I definitely get the feeling, I mean, some of you Libras may be doing great financially, but I keep getting the feeling that you guys are feeling overburdened by or pressured by things to do with your finances. Some of you may actually, if you own your own home, may be considering putting your home on the market for sale. And, you know, another sign got this too. I don't remember which one. Could have been Aries, I'm not sure. But you may feel like you want to start selling things. Like if you have anything in storage or just a lot of stuff in your home, you may be thinking that you want to like have yard sales, go to flea markets and start selling stuff online, you know, on Facebook Marketplace, whatever. You've got the Chariot next. This Chariot came up 3 times this month, and you're one of the signs that got it. This, to me, symbolizes change or being pulled in 2 different directions or having to make a choice between 2 different things. Could also mean travel. Some of you may have felt like you've been too burdened by other things or felt a little helpless or kind of lost. And I feel that you are feeling like you don't want to have those feelings anymore. So you're thinking it's time for a change. And you're thinking about what you can do to change or what changes you can make so that you don't feel that way anymore. Some of you have a new romance that's going to come in. That's going to change a lot of things for you, but I don't feel it's happening in June. I feel that this is going to happen to you in either August through the end of November, that time frame. Some of you feel like you've been constrained by something that's been oppressive to you and had a stranglehold on you, and where it's made you feel almost like you can't breathe and you are thinking about getting out of it. It's either a love relationship, a job, could be a family or a living situation, could be some kind of investments. You may even think of starting to, like, you could join a gym, you could start exercising, jogging, working out on an elliptical or treadmill or stair climber, because I feel like you have a lot of pent-up energy you need to get out. And you may be doing it to lose weight, but for many of you, I don't feel like that's really why you're going to do it. I feel like you've had too much pressure, too many things that have weighed you down or been like dark clouds that have hung over you recently, and you're trying to do anything to alleviate that. And so some things that you're seeing you can change are things directly to do with your physical self, which could be changing your diet and exercising. But again, I feel like it's more to relieve stress and tension, not as much to look better or thinner or this or that, although it could be that reason for some of you. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. And the first card you have, Scorpio, is the Hermit. And the Hermit is spiritually being guided by your spirit guides. They're lighting the way. They're showing you the path to follow. And it could also be you. You could be the Hermit taking a step back and getting a lay of the land before you proceed forward. I do feel there is some kind of path that's being illuminated for you and that you are going to make this decision to follow it. And I believe a lot of things are going to happen in the form of like signs. Like it's going to be one thing after another. You're going to hear this, you're going to see that, this is going to pop up, and you're going to be like, wow, this is a sign. These are signs and I know what they mean, so I'm going to follow them. I feel some of you Scorpios have been misled by someone, and this someone could be a love partner, a friend. It could be somebody that was like, hey, get rich quick scheme. I don't know, but I feel like you've been misled by someone and your spirit guides are really like trying to give you the big nudge and say, hey, Scorpio, have you seen it yet? Like what this person is doing or not doing? You know, if you have somebody in your life that's trying to pull you away from your family or pull you away from your friends or pull you away from work or whatever, think about that. But they may not be doing it in that manner. They could be doing it in other ways. For some of you Scorpios, I do really feel like someone has been lying to you, deceiving you, or selling you a whole bill of goods, and which is kind of surprising. I'm surprised that they were able to do that with you, but I feel that, you know, sometimes love is blind, or, you know, you may not be a love relationship, or trust is blind. I don't know, but your guides really want you to, like, have the wake-up call or the enlightenment about it. You may even feel like there's some people that have tried to hamper or impede your progress. That could be at work, or it could be in some other venture. And you're going to have enlightenment also too about how to deal with them. In June, going into July, you're going to start to see like the best way to handle and deal with these things that I just brought up here in this card. You have Ace of Cups next, and this is could be a new love relationship, or, you know, the beginning of love, of new love. It could be universal love. It could be a new romantic love. Some of you are going to meet your match, the perfect match for you. You may already be coupled with them, but for some of you, you're going to meet them either in June or July. Some of you, there's going to be a birth of a child coming into your family. It's either to you or to someone like your son, your daughter, or your sister or brother. You know, somehow there's new love coming. And for some of you, it's romantic love comes in strongly, but for others of you, it's the birth of a child. It's going to become the most important thing to you. Everything around you is going to revolve around this. And even if you're like, well, wait, well, it's my daughter having a child. Well, just wait till you hold that grandbaby. Or, you know, if it's new love, a new romance, it's going to become the most important thing to you. And I feel like whatever this is happening for you, it's almost like a whole new world is going to open up for you, Scorpio. And I do feel you're going to do a lot of travel. So if you meet a new love partner, you and your love partner are going to travel. If this is a baby that's born not to you, but to, like, it's a grandchild to you or someone else close to you in your family, you may be traveling to go see this baby and visit them. But you've got new love here comes in. And whatever this is, you are going to open your heart to them, and you are going to tell them everything. Even if it's a little baby, you're still going to do it. Either way, you're opening your heart completely. This changes many, many things for you. And you know what? It's almost like, I feel like, Scorpio, maybe you've gone through a really tough time, and that the universe is saying, you know what? Scorpio got put through their paces pretty hard. And so now, as the universe, God, universe, whatever you believe in, I'm going to bless Scorpio now pretty strongly. And I'm going to give them a whole new life, or a whole new chance to start over, or their life is going to feel like all anew again because of what's come up here. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're one of the signs that got this Chariot card. It came up 3 times this month for 3 different signs. Chariot is swift, and it could be change. It could also be being torn into in 2 different directions, being pulled in 2 different directions, or having to make a choice between 2 things. It can also mean travel. Sometimes Chariot can mean success. I feel like you feel like everything has maybe been overwhelming to you lately and gotten the better of you. And I feel that you feel that you're going to be looking at it like, okay, what changes can I make for the betterment of my life. This theme has come up a lot for a lot of the signs this month. It's rather interesting. You're getting it too. And that you feel like some things were put on hold that have held you up, but you are going to change that. Either you're changing it or circumstances are changing it, so that things that were kept at bay from you or held up or tied up, it's going to start going forward now, Sagittarius. You're going to have this whole new outlook on life, and I hear you Sagittarians saying, nothing's going to stop me now. So whatever was tying you up, holding you back, making you keep at bay, it's all changing, and your life is going to really start moving forward quickly in a different, whole new way. You're going to start receiving spiritual communication directly from God and or the universe, or deceased loved ones and spirit guides, or all of the above, angels even. If you're own your own business or not, even if you work for other people, you have to go out there and promote yourself now. Could even be in love. Maybe you need to go on dating sites. I don't know, but I get like it's time to push forward, and you need to market and promote yourself more, whether it's you own your own business, whether you work for somebody else, or whether it's in a personal sense. And I feel that you've tried what didn't work, and now you know what didn't work and what's best for you, and now you're going to try something else. And for some of you, that's a different kind of person. If you were involved with somebody and you were like, man, I keep going for the wrong girl, the wrong guy, well, now it's, you know what's right, and that's going to change for you too. You've got the Death card here. That is transformation, something ending so something new can begin. Some of you are going to create a whole new lifestyle or a whole new living arrangement. Lifestyle and or living arrangement, could be both. And there's big projects ahead of you, a lot to do, and I get that you're going to tackle it, but you're also going to be contending with a lot of people, different people, a few different people that are going to be coming to you, that are going to be asking you for help or advice. And so it may be a little bit of a complicated time as you move forward, because you've got your own stuff you got to tackle. And then you're going to have these other people either wanting your time, your attention, your money, advice. But you've got your own big giant, like what I'm seeing is, you know, the boulder in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I couldn't think of that big giant boulder. That's you. That's your life. But meanwhile, you got all these people that are going to be like, hey, help me. I need you to do this for me, or please listen to me. And it's going to be complicated for you. I don't feel it's going to stop you, but I'm warning you that you may feel like you've got a lot to contend with going on. You may receive notice that a baby was born, or that someone's pregnant. And I feel like it's a surprise. I don't know that you knew it was coming, and I feel like they're going to kind of spring it on you where you least expect it. Like you're going to be talking to them about something, and they're just going to like slip it in there, and you're going to be like, whoa, what? But it's going to be good news, just maybe surprising. Should be cautioned. You can't be everything to everybody else and be all that you need to be for yourself too. So make sure you're not spreading yourself too thin, and you're not I feel like a lot of people in your life look at you like you're the answer and the savior to their issues and problems or their lives. And you may have to kick the little chicks out of the nest, let them fly, because I'm telling you, I keep seeing that boulder rolling along. That's you, Sagittarius, and it's starting in June. I'm not saying you hit the end of where that boulder's going to go in June. It's starting to roll in June. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, the first card you have is Seven of Rods, and this is You keeping negative energy and negative communication that's coming at you at bay. So you're either shutting the door on it or you're holding it back. I feel like you do have people that are going to be needy and grasping at you, and you're going to have to turn them down and say, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. These could be your friends saying, come here, come there, let's do this, let's do that. This could be people like if you ever did subcontracting work and this one needs you to do that and that one needs you to do this and this one, and you're going to be like, sorry, I'm too, I have too much going on right now. I can't overextend myself that far. I feel that some of you are going to be contending with that in June. Some of you at work may have somebody that's trying to get under your skin and be a nudge to you. And I don't feel like you're going to have it. You may find creative ways. You may directly put them in their place or find creative ways politely to put them in their place. Part of the thing I see happening for you too is you may feel like if you do one thing for one person, then the other people are going to be offended that you didn't do the same with them. Or whether it's friends, because for some of you, I do feel it's friends. But for others of you, it could be work-related situations, and you're like, oh man, if I say yes to this one and I don't, then the other ones find out about it, I'm never going to hear the end of it. So I feel like that this is something that you have to figure out the best way to negotiate out of doing it at all. And your mind is pretty well made up, and I feel that it's very steadfast, and there's some things that you're just not willing to negotiate or budge on in June, mid-June, maybe going into July. If you're prone to problems with your joints, you may have some kind of arthritis or joint pain that may kick up in your knees or other joints in June going into July. You also have all the knowledge and know-how, and these rods coming at you could also be people trying to pick your brain and want your knowledge. So think on that. How much of that do you want to give away for free? Or, are you willing to do that, Capricorn? So now the next card you have in the reading is the World, and this is being in control. Planets in the heavens, spirit guides around you, conspiring to give you more control. Or it could be karmic cycles ending for you. I feel some of you Capricorns are going to have been put in a position of power, and that there's some people around you that aren't going to like it. And I feel there's one person in particular that you're going to know that feels that way about it, and they're going to be kind of gunning for you. And I don't mean literally. I mean, like trying to stir up trouble for you, be problematic, undercut you, undermine you. I feel if you're in a job, you may get like the best office, the most perks, a great title. And you do have some people that are really pushing for you to get it and behind you, but then you also have the other people that are not going to like it. So it's kind of bittersweet for you, especially if it's a new job or if it's a job you've been at for a long time and you're the one that gets the position that gets raised up and other people tried for it and didn't get it. So it's kind of like bittersweet, because I do feel there are certain people that are rooting for you, like top brass, that want to see you move up and succeed and give you all these great things. And then you've got these other people that are like, maybe we're at the same level as you or even higher than you, that aren't getting what you are going to get and attain. But I feel like you're going to show them, and you're going to be really positive, and things are going to end up turning around in your favor, because you're going to be very kind and personable and do great work and do great things. And then they're going to end up having to get off their, little tirades or upsetment that they are about it, because after all, then they're going to be like, okay, maybe she did deserve it, or or he deserved it, or yeah, okay, that I don't know. in the long run, it's going to work out for you. In the short run, it may feel like it's good. Is it not good? Like the seesaw, because you got some people that's feathers are going to be ruffled here. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you have some two cards that are kind of bizarro together. The first card, maybe not. First card you have is Ace of Rods. This is new beginnings. It could be a new job, a birth of a child, a new home, receiving an inheritance. Could be a new beginning in a business you already own. Somebody's going to acknowledge something you're doing, your talents, your expertise, or your knowledge, and they are going to maybe give you an opportunity or put you in some kind of interesting new position. And you're going to be feeling a lot more empowered in the middle of June. And also your inner and outer beauty, your inner or both outer beauty is really going to be shining really strongly in June going into July. You're going to be doing something that really gets the attention of either people in positions of power or just people in general. And it may be something that you've been doing for a while. Maybe it's not necessarily new, but it's like you're kind of coming to like some kind of pinnacle here. You're going to get some positive notoriety, some recognition, getting people's attention. Could be somebody of power, possibly that could do something for you to enhance what you're doing, to give you a leg up, to increase, take you to the next level of what you're doing. It's like a time of, like a strong time of recognition for you. But what are you getting recognized for? I don't know. Maybe you're a, fantastic violinist, or you are a fantastic artist, or you have this amazing website and products and services. I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's catching people's attention. You're getting noticed. There's, and this is creating it's going to be good for you. This is going to create great new beginnings for you, this recognition. But you've got this weird card here, although this could mean things that are positive, but you got the Tower with it. And the Tower could be an end of a friendship, like a fight, an argument, an end of a friendship, end of a relationship. It could be a literal fire. This card could also be an enlightenment. You could be having some kind of awakening of some sort. It's like time for you to stop spinning your wheels, Aquarius. There's something that's going to go on now in mid-June or July. And it's, between mid-June through to the end of July. And it's an opportunity you're going to have to take, and you're going to have to take it now. You can't wait. You can't ponder. You can't dither, dather. It's going to be like, you take this step now so it's not really bad, but I don't feel you can wait. I don't feel like it's something you got months and months to screw around figuring it out, what you're going to do. You have to show up, and you have to be present, and you have to put all your energy into this. So let's say you get some opportunity that you're going to, I don't even know what, give a presentation somewhere on TV, on a radio, in front of a large group of people, at a big giant job interview with many people, or an audition or whatever. You can't say, no, I'm not going to do it, or let me think it over. You've got to do it, and then you've got to go, and you have to give it your all. You almost have to not care. You have to care but not care. Care that you do the best job you can, but just figure, I'm letting the chips fall where they may. But how can you go wrong? You've got Ace of Rods, new beginnings here with it. I kind of feel like the cards should have been reversed, like Tower should have been first. There's going to be a great deal of pressure put on you about this. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be like, ooh, a cakewalk in the park. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm under all this pressure. And whatever chance or risk or gamble that you have to take, or, you know, seize the day, seize the moment thing for you, it is going to pay off for you. So I actually don't feel that the Tower comes up as being bad for you, only in the fact that it is going to be stressful. You are going to feel like you have pressure, but you're going to have to throw caution to the wind. You can't dither about it. This chance is going to come along, and this is it. It's not like this chance is going to show up again. I don't believe it will. Or if it is, it's going to be so far out that you're going to be waiting 10 years. So you got to take the chance now, and you have to suck it up, and you got to do it. And you just have to figure that let the chips fall where they may. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But I believe that's what the new beginning is. So I don't know, Aquarius. I hope those messages helped you. Now on to the sign of Pisces. Well, Pisces, you're another sign just like Aquarius that got two like kind of wackadoodly cards together. First one you got is 10 of Swords. This could be being stabbed in the back and betrayed, or it could be someone connected to you maybe is going to pass away. It's possible. I do feel that you're going to feel like there's some kind of challenges that are coming at you, and I feel like it feels like from multiple people, not just one person doing it. I feel like you're being like challenged. I do feel it could be a defeat of some sort, like something that you wanted or hoped for you don't get. But I feel like you're going to dust yourself off and pick yourself up and move on from it regardless of what is happening here. Yeah, there could be something that you feel that you had to go through that was a challenge for you, and then the end result doesn't go in your favor, and then you feel defeated. But I feel that you are going to, like I say, you're going to dust yourself up and pick yourself up and move on. So that's the first messages I get. You could even also have someone kind of assault your integrity or your character. You could have somebody like trying to say like trash talk you, or belittle you, or question your ethics. They may be criticizing you. They may ask you, what did you really do? Like, what have you really done? I get this like belittling kind of conversations coming at you. I feel like at the time it's going on, you're going to feel like very emotional, like this is too much for you to bear. But now look at your next card. This makes no sense to me, just like with Aquarius was weird. You've got 9 of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. This is an answered wish, or an answered, like some answered wish or prayer. Something you wanted to see is coming true. It's also feeling at peace and content, like feeling happy, full, and contented, this card. Because you're actually going to feel like this was the best, this 10 of Swords was the best thing that ever happened to you in some way, because it's going to make you feel like now you can move on. Something that was, this 10 of Swords was a long time coming. I don't feel like it's totally surprising you. I feel like you expected it, not really, maybe not in the way you had it come to you, but after the fact that it's over, you're going to feel like, you know what? Now I feel totally, now I'm settled, I'm happy, and that's the best thing that ever happened to me. I feel like you're going to get an opportunity that's going to really put you on the map, or to do something really quite unique or special. So I feel like the universe is going to give you a karmic blessing and reward following the incidents that come up from the 10 of Swords card. You may even find that you get some more money. You may be able to like get a new place. And it's almost like you're getting some things that you really, really wanted, and there's some things and or people or both that you're not going to have to contend with anymore. It's so weird because in the end, I feel like you're going to feel almost more happy and free than you've been ever or in a really long time. So it's weird that these two cards come together, but Ten of Swords happening kind of releases you from something that's been hanging over your head or had a grip or hold on you. And once that comes down and gets over with, you feel better than you possibly could ever imagine. It's very interesting. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. As always, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested in getting any of the special videos I record and put on Vimeo, I have many, many video series links listed below this video. You just click on the one you're interested in, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo for download and purchase. The most recent ones recorded was the mid-year 2019 Psychic Tarot update for each sign of the Zodiac, to cover time period from June 2019 through the end of December 2019, and the psychic crystal readings for each sign of the Zodiac for the month of June 2019 for each sign of the Zodiac for download and purchase. But there's many other video series listed under there. There's past, present, and future Psychic Tarot readings. There's the Jupiter in retrograde Psychic Tarot and crystal readings. There's the Saturn and Pluto in retrograde Psychic Tarot and crystal readings. All those links are below, and you can always get to those links by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu, and there you'll see all the video series I have done. I recorded quite a number of them in April and May. I was very busy, recorded quite a lot because we had a lot of interesting planetary activities going on I wanted to do readings for. So you just pick the heading you want, click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo for download and purchase. And if you would like to get psychic predictions and messages from me and my spirit guides that you're not going to see here on YouTube, you can follow me on my two businesses' Facebook pages. First, The Lucky Mermaid LLC, and then The Psychic Pastry Chef LLC, and also on Instagram at @theluckymermaid_Pam Georgel. I use the crystal. I give you psychic messages and predictions. Usually they last not just one day. Usually those predictions last sometimes a week or a couple of weeks. Sometimes it's a couple of days, but usually they cover more ground. And I pull tarot cards and oracle cards, and sometimes I make little videos. Oh, my dog is snoring on that. So if you're interested in getting any of those messages and predictions that I post there, please follow me on those social media outlets, and I look forward to seeing your comments and interacting with you over there. So I hope you have an absolutely jubilant and joyous rest of the month of June, all the signs of the Zodiac, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.